Hi, first graders, and welcome to our Module 3, Unit 1, Imagine Lab. We will be doing some small, short labs throughout our first unit of study. For today's lab, you are going to need your thinking cap, your listening ears, and 2 or 3 stuffed animals. It doesn't matter what stuffed animals you choose. If you don't have any stuffed animals, you can use action figures, Barbies, whatever you'd like to use. Press pause so that you can go grab these materials and then press play when you're ready. Do you have your 2 or 3 stuffed animals? Okay, let's start by listening to a bird song. This song is a good reminder of physical characteristics. Remember, those are those things that we can see and describe. This will help get our brain ready for today's lab.
Birds have beaks, but they don't have any teeth. Flying high in the sky, and they can walk on 2 feet. Birds lay eggs and are warm-blooded creatures. They have backbones and they are covered with feathers. Birds say tweet, tweet. 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 Move like a bird. Move like a bird. Move like a bird. Move like a bird. Now dance like a bird. Dance like a bird. Dance like a bird. Dance like a bird.
Good. Can you name one physical characteristic that you heard in the video? Good. I paid really closely attention to the physical characteristic of feathers. Let's look at our learning target for today's lab. Our learning target says, I can observe birds and act out what I see using my imagination. We are going to make some very close observations of birds. Then we'll use our stuffed animals to act out what those birds are doing. We'll have to use our imagination. Today, we're going to make our observation by watching a live cam. What that means is that a place such as this university has set up some cameras outside, and we're going to watch what's happening in that camera. As you're watching, I want you to pay attention to the physical characteristics of the birds. That way, when you're using your imagination later, you'll remember what they look like. And pay close attention to what they're doing. Wasn't that interesting? Did you notice how the birds would take those big, long beaks and they would kind of use their beak like a fork to open up the banana? And then they dig in there and grab a piece and open their mouth to eat it. Wasn't that interesting? Tell me, what's one physical characteristic that you observed when you looked at these birds? I'll go first so that you have a moment to think. I noticed that their beaks have a pattern. Do you see the pattern on their beaks? What an interesting physical characteristic. I also noticed the shape of their beak helped them to use their beak kind of like a knife or a fork to get into their food. What's one physical characteristic that you observed? Good observation. Well, we already did this question, didn't we? Our second question says, what were the birds doing? Remember, that was the second thing that we were going to pay attention to, the physical characteristics and what were they doing. So, what were the birds doing? That's right, they were eating. It looked like they were eating some fruit, weren't they? Looks like maybe they were eating some bananas, maybe plantains, back here in the background. Really interesting. Now, I hope that you are making really close observations because now it's time for you to use your imagination. You are going to turn in your mind your stuffed animals into those birds using the physical characteristics that you now know about these birds. So you no longer have a little teddy bear. You now have this bird that looks like the physical characteristics that you just shared with me. Then you're going to use your imagination to act out what the birds are doing. So go ahead and grab your stuffed animals. Good. Okay, picture in your mind, what did the birds in our video look like? And I'll play it so that you can see it and remember. Remember, what are their physical characteristics? Okay, so look at your stuffed animals and think about how in your imagination they are now these big, beautiful birds. Look at them. Can you take your stuffed animals and act out what the birds are doing? Let me see. Yeah, they're eating those bananas, that fruit. How are your stuffed animals using their mouth to eat the fruit? Show me. Yeah, they're using their beaks, right? Kind of like a utensil to get into that banana because they're not able to use their hands, right? Or their feet. Good job. Very good. We can stop our video now. You were able to use your stuffed animals kind of like a prop to act it out. Next time that we do a lab, I want you to think about this, how you were able to make really close observations. I wonder, if I take away the image in the video of the physical characteristics and what the birds are doing, would you still be able to act it out? I think you would. I can observe birds and act out what I see using my imagination. Were you able to do that? Yeah, you were. I want to encourage you after this video to go take your stuffed animals, maybe grab an object that could be the fruit, and have your stuffed animals eat that fruit just like the birds, using your imagination to play. Thank you for joining me for a fun little Imagine Lab. You did a wonderful job observing and acting out. I will see you next time. Bye, friends.